Hello everyone, it's me, Micheaux, and welcome to my Black Pinups YouTube channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today, it's another Did You Know? This is the second video of the Did You Know series, and today we're going to be talking about Oscar Micheaux. So I had found out about him back in 2014, and he was published in the 6th issue of Black Pinups. Great scene, the cover, Jenny Ruse. So I will be talking about his achievements and why is he important, and that he is the first Black Hollywood director. So let's get into it. Oscar Micheaux, Hollywood's first Black director, by him, Ophelia. Tyler Perry, Spike Lee, John Singleton, to name just a few, are some of Hollywood's biggest African American directors. Long before any of these directors made their mark on modern film history, there is one before them all, Oscar Micheaux. Oscar Devereaux Micheaux was born January 2, 1884, in Metropolis, Illinois. He was born to Belle and Calvin S. Micheaux, the son of a slave from Kentucky. Oscar was the fifth born of 13 children. His parents moved the family to the city to give their children a better education. Dissatisfied with how life was going, he became somewhat unruly. When Oscar was 17 years old, he moved to Chicago, Illinois. There he had lived with his brother and worked many jobs. After being cheated out of $2, he came into the business for himself as a shoe shiner. Over time, he became very business savvy and learned to save money. Oscar later moved to Dallas, South Dakota, where he bought land. There he had 2 160-acre tracts of land. He began writing, and his experiences had inspired him to write his first novel, The Conquest, the story of a Negro pioneer, in 1913. He later rewrote it and made it into his famous novel, The Homesteader. He also wrote an article for which the Dallas Defender had published. In South Dakota, he met and married Orlean McCracken. While he was away on business, Orlean gave birth to their first child. She was dissatisfied with how life was going and felt as though she was ignored by Oscar. Orlean left Oscar, including cleaning up their bank accounts. Orlean's father had sold Oscar's property and used the money. To no avail, Oscar had tried to get both Orlean and his property back when he returned, but was unable to. He later moved to Sioux City, Iowa, where he created the Western Book and Supply Company. He wrote novels and sold them door to door. George and Noble Johnson, African-American film pioneers, wished to turn The Homesteader into a film. However, Oscar wanted to be involved with the film and direct himself. These demands were not met, and Oscar had turned his business into the Micheaux Book and Film Company. In Chicago, he had raised the money himself to create the film. He sold stock to white business owners and farmers to raise the money. This had led him to make the first feature-length film by an African American. He produced more than 44 films and wrote The Homesteader, a 1918 novel, which was made into a feature film and became a historic breakthrough, a credible, dignified achievement, wrote one review of his film. The Homesteader paved the way for Oscar to become well-known in film. It premiered in 1919. He was hailed by critics as a great filmmaker and received more critical acclaim. The film had to do with relationships and race relations, including interracial relationships. The financial hardships of the Great Depression proved to be difficult for Oscar to continue producing, so he stuck to writing. Race was a theme of many of his movies, including miscegenation, blacks passing for white, and racial injustice. His next film, Within Our Gates, was produced in 1920 and had starred Evelyn Prior. Prior was a pioneering African-American stage and film actress. The movie was a response to Birth of a Nation, a film that glorified the Ku Klux Klan and violence against African Americans. The film was set within the Jim Crow era and was made to show the realities of racism. The film was banned from some theaters because of its controversial topics. People had feared that the movie would cause civil unrest and even revolt. Micheaux would utilize the Lafayette players, actors, and actresses such as Evelyn Prior, Elsa Moses, Lorenzo Tucker, dubbed the Black Rudolph Valentino, and Clarence Brooks from the Lafayette Theater in his works. Unfortunately, some of his films have been presumed lost or destroyed, but you can see most of his works on DVD, VHS, or you can find some of them on YouTube. On March 25, 1951, Micheaux died of a heart failure in Charlotte, North Carolina. He is buried in Great Bend Cemetery in Kansas. In 1987, he received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Like his tombstone reads, he was a man ahead of his time. I hope you liked Did You Know? And I hope you enjoy this series, and there will be more to come. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, and have a great day.